It's like a rom-com, but for dudes. like that's literally
bromance.
What it is. It's a
brom-com.
It's a brom-com. It's a straight up bromance. Like I wake up one morning and Robert and Seb had put me on the Ultra lineup without telling me. I remember what it was like working on a song for 3-4 weeks, and then you think it's done, and then you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say like, this sucks. Like he scrolls to like Yeah by Usher. He points to me and he goes like, do we do this? Doesn't he like echo out?
Right, he's a real DJ.
Yo, it blew the roof off the place, you know, like fucking 15,000 people, whatever it was awesome.
What was like highlight moment of the Domeno career for you?
I had a small part in co-writing the melody for Apollo, which everybody knows. You can grab your phone and go right?
Yeah.
You just wrote something.
Yes.
You know, there were samples and that's the stuff that I would
samples on the CD.
Samples on the CD.
That's a foreign concept to many
That's
people.
A very foreign concept. That's a very foreign concept.
Even me, I think that's the first time I heard that.
Physical media? What is this you speak of? Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 4th episode of the Revealed podcast, Legacy Meets Destiny. Today, I am joined by a Revealed OG, Mr. Domeno.
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
North America in the house right now.
Yes, sir. Straight in town from Montreal.
Dude, straight from the plane, dude.
Yeah.
3.5 hours of customs.
3.5 hours.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to make it on time.
Direct flight, you said?
Direct flight, yeah. Just one of those long ones, that's all.
You like Amsterdam?
One of my favorite cities in the world, man.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Me too.
I feel like it's just because, also, it's the people.
Oh, really?
You know, it's like Robert and all of his friends. Everybody's kind of adopted me as their Canadian brother.
You're like the honorary Dutch.
Yeah, I'm like the honorary Dutch guy. You know, I'll sing folk Dutch songs in Dutch dive bars. You know, I just. So
really?
Fun. Yeah.
I haven't gotten there yet.
No. So I think it's just seeing the people too that I don't get to that I talk to every day almost, but that I don't get to see. You know, so, and I'm like an emotional dude. Like I care.
Too,
if I care, I care. I want to see you. I want to hug you, man. I want to I'm like one of those guys, you know?
It's because you're Italian.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
So tell us the Domeno story.
Domeno, which one? When I started or what?
Yeah, what got you? How did Domeno come to be?
Well, Domeno was actually, you say OG, but Domeno was actually new-ish in let's say the entirety of my career. I used to play under my real name in Montreal at home and had built somewhat of a local career there. And I was already playing for about 10 years. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. And then...
mostly club, resident type stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Clubs and after-hours clubs. I was really into the after-hours scene. Had some really interesting residencies. Yeah, the Montreal after-hours scene was...
I hear there's some good nightlife there.
Yeah, it was pretty heavy. It was awesome. It was a good time.
Nice.
Things are a bit different now, but it's still very healthy in Montreal. So once I knew the direction that I wanted to take production-wise, I told myself, well, when my first release came out, that's when I was going to do the brand change. And that's when I made the brand change was, I think, WMC 2013, revealed sampler, you know?
Oh, that was your first release?
I think that was my first release.
2013. So, and how long were you producing by then?
Oh, man, I was horrible. Easily 6 or 7 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, easily 6 or 7 years.
So quite a bit of time then.
Well, it was a long time ago, right? So it wasn't things weren't as accessible as they are now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like Splice didn't exist.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's I remember getting samples from used to buy Mixmag magazine and there would be literally a CD that was stuck onto the magazine that you can literally, there were samples and that's the stuff that I would
samples on the CD.
Samples on the CD.
That's a foreign concept to many
people. That's a very foreign concept. That's a very foreign concept.
Even me, I think that's the first time I heard that.
Physical media? What is this you speak of? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, once I did that, that's when everything kind of changed for me. Was that first release, and then that evolved into. here we are, like, I don't know, 10, 12 years later, and go figure, my best 2 years on Revealed have been the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Who would have thought, you know?
And why is that? The tracks you've been doing?
Say that again?
Like, why do you consider the last 2 years your best?
Consistency.
Okay.
Consistency. And I think that I've always said this. I don't consider myself like a geek when it comes to like sound design and things like this.
Right.
I'm really a better songwriter and producer than I am, you know, a mix engineer.
Yeah. You have quite a songwriting career too, right?
Yes, I have. Cool. Yeah, thanks. On the pop side,
he's not just Domeno.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, it's not everybody. Not everybody knows. We could like sidebar, but yeah, I write and produce for a lot of French artists and Canadian artists in the pop world, in the radio scene.
Cool.
So I do have like that catalog, let's say.
Right.
But you know, I do believe that for a guy like me, the quantity is what delivered the quality in the end, because it took me a long time to get quick, to get fast, because that's the thing. You know, if you're in the studio and you can't bang out a demo in 4 hours, you know, it's a long, tough process. You know? I remember what it was like working on a song for 3-4 weeks, and then you think it's done, and then you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say like, this sucks. like, you know, it
artist
really,
journey.
It is the truth. You know what I mean? It's like, you have to like look at like, because the bottom line is, even if you make something that's like industry standard, right? Okay, that's a good step for you. Yeah. But once you send that song to a label, it's not special.
They've heard it 13,000 times.
Yeah, you're playing catch up. You know, you're constantly playing catch up. So it took me a long time to develop that consistency.
And what do you think contributed most to eventually getting there?
I think a lot of self-belief, to be honest. Okay. Like, I always really believed in myself. It's not something that I've struggled with. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm really good at this, Mikey. Like, I'm really good. Mm-hmm. I'm a really, really good DJ. I'm a really good performer, and I'm a really good writer. And even when I'm stuck, I'm really good at being able to say, just like, keep moving forward, because this is the thing that you're good at.
Right.
So I think it's just the tenacity, you know, and also having, like, I'm not going to lie. Also, when you do have those moments of doubt, having a close friend and a brother like Hardwell say, dude, what are you talking about? Like, you got this. You're so good at this. Why are you got to keep going, you know, like when you have that kind of validation from not only one of your closest friends, but like someone that you've admired in the business for a long time.
Yeah, of course.
It does help, gotta say, you know.
What is it like, besides the, I guess, almost mental motivation side? What is it like having someone like him in your corner?
It's the best, but it is a double-edged sword.
Oh,
yeah. Hope you don't get mad, but you'll understand. It's a double-edged sword, because the thing about Robert is his integrity is intact. So,
which is rare in this industry.
Yeah. So and partially why I adore him. So when you're close to him, he never wants anybody to think that you got an opportunity just because you're his boy. So your standard is almost like a little bit higher, more than everybody else. So sometimes you'll send something that's dope and you think it's dope, right? And I'm like, think you do better. I'm like, but I swear, like, it's like there's a constant push, you know? So like, I feel like it's the double-edged sword, meaning like the expectation is a little higher, because he really wants to make sure that he pushes you to shine more, but maybe like, oh, if I wasn't, maybe it would have slid under the radar kind of thing. But there's nothing like it, man. There's nothing like it, because, you know, as someone who isn't the most, how can I say, sonically developed, let's say, you know,
as a producer, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. You know, being able to send him a demo and him understand, because we speak the same language, we like the same things, we have very similar palette in music, not just in dance music, period.
Right.
And so to be able to send him something directly, get live feedback, and countless times he's done this, he's like, send it to me, I'll fix it for you. You know what I mean? And he's done it countless times, you know? So something that'll take me 5-6 hours to do, he'll do in 45 minutes, and he's just doing it as a brother. Right. You know what I mean? So,
which says a lot about him.
Absolutely. It just speaks to, it speaks to our relationship. It speaks again to how much he believes in me. He stuck by me through thick and thin, personally and professionally. I'm still extremely loyal to Revealed. For those reasons, so it's the best, man. I wouldn't trade that friendship for anything.
Yeah, I could tell.
And I think he feels the same way.
Could tell it means a lot to you.
Yeah, he really does. And it's funny, we joke about this all the time, but he lives in Amsterdam, I'm in Montreal. We're 6 hours difference.
Yeah.
And we talk to each other more than some of our like friends at home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, and it's a big joke, but it's like some of our closest friends we speak to less than each other, and we're 6 hours apart,
As someone who just moved from home, I saw this joke on social media, is like adult friendships are based on proximity, but there's some friendships that transcend that as you're adults, as it sounds like with yours. And I think those are like the truest friendships I'm noticing.
I love that. And I don't think that there's anything more truthful.
Yeah.
Especially in the music industry, how many people do you know that they're traveling constantly, et cetera, and
they get wrapped up in their own fucking shit. Yeah.
But then the other thing too is what I'm saying is they get wrapped up in their shit, but then you cannot see someone for 3 years and then just jump into each other's arms and like as if nothing happened.
There are those too.
You know what I mean? Like I overheard Dan. Like I overheard while I was doing my military shower to get ready for this. I overheard Dan talking about, his tough COVID moments, right?
Yeah.
And so I hadn't seen him in like 4 years, let's say, right? And then when I saw him, it was like as if nothing changed because
right.
You gotta rent. Like I was during those early Canada tours and stuff like that. Like I was there by their side, So like there's a kind of like a bond that is unbreakable.
Yes. There's also, I'm noticing in my very early career, there's something about you guys being in the same type of career and going out, traveling the world, having similar experiences that 99.9% of people don't understand, that like kind of unites you in a way. Like you have that same understanding of basically the life challenges you deal with,
Yeah, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. I don't even know how to elaborate on that because you pretty much nailed it. It's like we all live the same struggles.
It's like we get each other in a way,
And here's the thing, it's not just DJs. I think it's artists in general.
Yes.
Like I don't care if you're Luso or you're Lady Gaga, right? You still hear no a lot.
Oh yeah.
You still get told you can't do stuff a lot. You still like it is a constant ego check. It is a constant, rejection.
Very powerful force.
Absolutely.
Very, yeah.
And it could knock you down. You know what I mean? It's like this undeniable belief that you have to have in yourself. And then there's the negative stuff of like the travel stuff is rough. We all love to play.
Yeah.
We always say we'd play for free. You pay us to travel.
It's like a drug.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. Especially but it makes sense. Being an artist is the most lonesome career you can have. It really is. So it's normal that we become happy with the love that we're receiving.
Yes.
From the art that we're putting out.
Right.
So because we get lonely and because we're human and want love and love attention, like we want to make people happy.
Yeah, 100%.
When we get it, it's like tenfold because we're always so isolated and so alone all the time.
Yeah, there's especially whether it's planes or just working alone in the studio or just being on like the lonely path that people don't really understand because everyone has 9 to 5s and kids or whatever. Yeah,
dude, just having your family say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I've been there. Yeah.
Just having your family. So imagine in a time where being a DJ wasn't really viable. Like, so I remember telling my parents.
You're talking about when you were starting out, like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And where Domeno was starting.
And that's just 12 years ago. Yeah. Where it's like, to me, my parents, like a DJ would be like someone who was on the radio.
Right.
I'm like, actually, they don't actually DJ anymore. They have radio programmers. They don't play any music. Right. So it's like, but that's what it was to them.
Right.
So imagine just like being the constant disappointment of your family because they don't understand what you're trying to do.
So they weren't supportive of the career in the beginning?
No, not at all. I have to say though, I'm very grateful for my mom and my sister coming around, because I'll tell you this story. when things when I realized, oh, I think my mom gets it. My mom retired from working at Bell Canada, which is, I guess, the equivalent of like your Verizon, let's say. And she worked there for 25 years. And she did a speech. And she went down and, she spoke about her boyfriend. And then she spoke about my sister. And then she started talking about me. And in short, what she said was, the thing that I'm most proud of, son, is regardless what we say, you are the happiest person that I know. And that made me realize, okay, she's starting to come around. Yeah. Because I was.
Right.
Because I didn't need the things that she needed. She wanted me to have a roof over my head. She wanted me to sleep comfortably when I didn't care if I slept on a floor, if I was able to play at night.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck.
So she saw the happiness mattered more to you.
She saw, exactly. And then I think that's what she understood is like, the definition of success is very different from person to person. The definition of happiness is very different person to person.
Yes.
And even if I was struggling, to me, everything that I struggle for to this day is still worth the 2 hours on stage.
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah.
And then my sister too. My sister, seeing like, man, against all odds, Dom is just gonna go for it. Mm-hmm. And now she's like this, like aesthetics, like kingpin back home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's amazing. She has like her little empire.
Like
it's
she
beautiful.
like makes cosmetic products.
Yeah. So she started out as like doing lashes when there was a big lash boom, like in a room smaller than this. Yeah.
I'm having trauma from crazy ex-girlfriends.
Oh yeah.
You're hearing that? Oh my God.
I don't blame you. Right, but now it's like that evolved into like her learning about different types of treatments and products, and then she started developing her own products, and now she's like selling products all over the world. That's absolutely awesome. Insane.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yes, it's like I'm so proud of my sister.
I see, like, especially as I get older, there's so many ways to make like money, and so, especially with the internet and social media, there's so many fucking businesses out there, whether it's like a YouTube channel or what your sister does or musicians. And I always love hearing stories of people that go out and do that type of stuff, Yeah,
because we resonate because we understand balls.
Yeah.
We understand the balls it takes to do this. We understand the balls it takes to do something that is a little bit against the grain, especially in this day and age where the economy is tougher. Everything is tougher right now. Everything. So to go against the grain and not settle is very, very scary. But those are the stories that we identify with. Yeah. It could be anything. We can watch like an Olympic gold medalist underdog and we root for them. You know what I mean? Because we're like, this is the, it's like people care like about the stories, Rocky stories, bro. 100%. We like the Rocky stories.
100%. Yeah. So what keeps you going today? Besides the 2 hours on stage?
I think it's just still like, I still love it.
You love it that much?
I still love it, man. Like I don't, and I don't take it for granted, and I found ways to, monetize my skill set in different ways.
Yeah.
So that, one of the toughest things that we have to deal with is financial security, because it's never there. And, finding ways to utilize your skill set to be able to fund your ultimate goal is important. I've been able to do that. I've surrounded myself with incredible people and that I trust. And I just want to keep going, keep developing, keep playing, places that I've never been to.
Yeah.
I'd love to break into the Asian market. Like I've never played in Asia, and I think that's crazy that
I
have never played in Asia. Like I really, it's something that I really want to do next year.
Revealed sounds big there.
Huh?
The Revealed stuff is big there.
Yeah, on top of it, I think I would do well there.
Definitely.
I liked when I speak, I like speaking in realistic terms.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying I want to headline Tomorrowland. What I'm saying is I think that I could do well in the Asian market. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's it, man. Honestly, it's just keep doing what I'm doing. and I just want to see. I want to see new things. I want to taste new things, and hopefully, music brings me there.
You mentioned something about the income actually, and I'm curious as someone who's in that stage right now.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of up and coming producers and the bedroom producer community fans deal with that. What's your advice to someone who's in that position today? Specifically how to leverage the skills to create other sources of income?
You have to separate the artist from the skill. So, for example, I'm sure that 100% of the time when you're making music for Luso. You're thinking of Luso. You're constantly thinking of Luso.
Yeah.
Luso. But the reality is you can make music for other people. And there is so many, like, people don't know this, but the word, quote unquote, ghost production is a dirty word.
Very dirty.
But the reality is 90% of the music out there is 100% collaborative, whether it's co-production, co-writing. And I'm not talking in dance music. I'm talking in the history of music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rihanna doesn't write her own songs. Celine Dion doesn't write her own songs. There are producers who write the songs. She sings the songs. It's a collaborative process. But for some reason in dance music, collaboration became kind of frowned upon for a long time because they couldn't separate what people were actually doing. They didn't understand it, right? So in your case, or someone, I'm using you as an example. If you learn how to make hip hop beats, right? And you can sell hip hop beats for $500 a pop. Why not?
Yeah.
All it takes is 2 or 3, and then next thing you know, they tell their friends, and then a year later, I guarantee that 500 turns into 1,000.
Right, because you get better. Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? And that's just a quick, a quick idea.
Right.
You can make royalty-free music and put it on royalty-free sites where people can literally buy licenses. There's so many things that you can do. It's like when someone says, I used to give speeches here, and I used to say things like, who here wants to be, like a singer, right? And I would say, okay, well, give me an example of what you want to be, and they would say like, I love Rihanna, right? I'm like, okay, and dude, you want to be a singer? She's like, yeah. I'm like, who? She's like, Lady Gaga. I'm like, okay, so you guys want to be pop stars?
Yeah.
Because there are different ways to be a singer. If you want to make a singer, you can be a demo singer. You can sing in a hotel lobby. You can go work on a cruise ship and be a singer.
Yep.
Like, understand.
It's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
Yes, understand that your skill set can be used for other things. And if you're patient enough, and the cool thing is the more you work on music, the quicker you'll get at making stuff for Luso, for example.
Yeah.
Even if you're learning how to make like hip hop stuff, you're looking at how to make pop stuff. So that's what I would say, because the other thing you're doing is you're building catalog for yourself, and you don't know when one of those things is going to do well. Next thing you know, you get a big publishing check.
Yep.
Like you really never know, and the more you diversify yourself, the more you're putting the odds in your favor.
So how impactful was, because I think there's as you said, a big misconception with songwriters, co-producers, as someone who's very involved in that, how impactful has that career been on the Domeno career?
How about this? I have friends of mine it was tough to see them go through COVID.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was really tough because everything stopped.
Oh yeah.
Like everything stopped.
Shame. And you guys had it pretty bad in Canada, huh?
We had it bad.
Yeah.
We had it bad. The regulations were tough, et cetera. But because of that versatility, I had built a catalog on the radio.
Yep.
So financially, it was okay because I had another revenue stream.
Mm-hmm.
And that revenue stream came from using my skill set in a different way.
Yep.
It's like a perfect example of like being able to get through something that's tough using something that is not necessarily what you would be your preference of doing.
Yeah.
It's obviously not my preference to do this
yeah.
stuff. So it's like,
but you have to make ends meet, is what you're saying.
You have to.
Yeah.
If there is nothing harder than to be creative when you're stressed out.
Yeah. It's like the antichrist of creativity.
It's tough.
And I think it's a good point, because I think back to what I asked the question, which was finance related. Finance is, they say statistically, finance and relationships, ironically, are number one sources of people's stress. So here you are trying to make a career under extreme stress, financial stress, COVID, no bills, now inflation, whatever the heck is going on now.
Rejection. Like, it's just this constant sea of negativity, and you have to find a way. You have to find a way to be intelligent and make it positive, you know?
What are some of the things you do as an artist to like kind of tune out the negativity?
I play golf. Golf is a big part of my life. Yeah, golf is a big part of my life. Especially in the summertime. In the summertime, I try to work less.
Okay.
To be able to be on a golf course. It's like one of my favorite things to do. It's a very
that's where the deals are made.
Well, I know. Yeah. I mean, look, it is true that has happened too as well. That has happened as well, but I really do it to decompress. I'm a big, like, it sounds really stupid, but if you know me a little, like I'm a big fan of being immersed in creative worlds. So for example, like going to Universal Studios and being like immersed in, like, you know, the Harry Potter world, for example, or going, like, I love that stuff. You know, immersed in a Star Wars world, or I love that stuff because, like, it's like I'm in awe of someone being able to create this. You know, it's like, okay, they wrote a book, but then the characters, and then the teams, and then the sports, like they invented a sport for the, like they invented a language, like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. It's like how deep these worlds go. I find it so inspiring. And then I'm a huge, like, roller coaster and ride fan. Okay. So like I'll literally fly from Montreal to Universal Studios just for a quick 4-day trip, and then I come back and I'm like all super
in Florida.
Inspired. Yeah, in Florida. Yeah, nice, it's 3 hours, right?
So it's not far.
You know, it's like you take the early flight. You know, at 6 a.m. you land at 9:30. By 11, I'm in the park. You know what I mean?
Those parks are expensive now to get into.
Oh yeah, listen, Disney. It's terrible. Yeah, and then if, like, you don't want to wait in line. Yeah, they got the express
another
passes.
$3,000.
It's absolutely crazy, but I love it. You know, so that's something that I like to do as well. I started this other production company producing variety shows for the casino in Montreal.
Oh wow!
With my partner and best friend Steve. That's it's. The question was, how do I decompress? That doesn't decompress me, but it's just something that excites me. So I think that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Is that because it's new, maybe? Or
yeah, it's new. It's only 2 years old, and we're doing extremely well. And in a time where it's hard to sell a ticket, we seem to be doing well and catching people's attention. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, going back to what do I do to? Yeah, I think, you know, traveling is super important to me, and golf. And all my friends play golf, so that's how I, like, stay close to my friends as well.
And are they in? Nobody's in the music industry, I'm assuming, from the friend group.
No. Most of the guys, actually, a couple guys in finance.
Nice.
A couple guys in finance. Well, I mean, Robert. You know, Robert's always a good, like, source.
He swings. He gets on the links.
I'd love to get him. I'd love to get him on the links, man. Yeah, I mean, that's nobody really in the music business.
No, yeah, I'm same in my life. I'm the black sheep.
Yeah.
Talk to me. How did you and Robert first become friends from Montreal to
Listen,
Netherlands?
we call it like it's like a rom-com, but for dudes. like that's literally
bromance.
What it is. It's a
brom-com.
It's a brom-com. It's a straight up bromance. Like, it really was. Like, it was so cheesy, but so, like, impactful. It was weird. So, I guess, and I'll try to give the short version of the story. But Robert hadn't played in Canada yet, and I had a night in Montreal called Future Sound at an after hours club, and one of my close friends booked him on my night because he actually asked, he's like, look, the night's doing really good. Who would you like to book on your night if you had a choice? And I said Hardwell. And I remember the guy's answer was, who's Hardware?
Hardware.
I said, oh my God. Okay, cool. So obviously
what
this
year
is
was
before
this?
2011.
Oh, okay.
2011.
So once again, pre-Spaceman.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Pre anything. So we reached out, but Robert was already kind of on the come up in Europe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the only way that we can make the deal happen was to double him up. So he was down to come, but he played in Ottawa first, and then we drove from Ottawa to Montreal to play the after hours. So we played 2 sets in the same night.
And how far?
It's 2 hours apart.
2 hours.
Yeah. Now, when he landed, I was also the guy kind of taking care of him. But when we sat down at dinner, it was like we liked the same food. We were saying the same jokes. We were like, the guy barely spoke English at that time. We're like finishing each other's sentences and there was a moment where there was a song called "The Cure and the Cause," "Fish Go Deep," that came on. One of my favorite songs ever, but I didn't know it was one of his favorite songs ever.
Yeah,
and he's literally sitting across from me, and we are singing this song to the top of our lungs in a restaurant to each other. And the owner of the club looking at us like, what's going on? And his old tour manager too, his name was Rob. He was like, what is happening? And we just like super hit it off. And that's how we met. And then since that day, we always kept in touch. Then he did the tour opening for Tiesto around the world. And he came to play a big festival in Montreal called Ballon Blanc. And that he invited me to that. You know, he was like, dude, you took care of me so well last time. Let me take care of you.
Oh, that's nice.
And then, and that was I was such a fan of his, you know, still. And we go to, this was like the 076 days, you know?
Yeah.
And,
that was 2012 it came out, right? Or 11.
I don't remember the year, but I remember the song, right? Because that was the song that they would play together on tour, right? So this is Easter weekend. There's no flights back on the Monday because it's a holiday. And he's like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? And I'm like, I'm off, you know? And he's like, we should go to the studio. And I was like, dude, don't tell me we're going to go to the studio and then we don't go because you're going to break my heart. And we ended up going to a friend's house I used to make music with. And it was like just a small apartment, like in a room bigger than that. And he just sat there and listened to my stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And where were you at in the Domeno career at that point?
Non-existent.
Non-existent.
I was still Dominic Pandolfo. My real name was non-existent.
Sounds like a mob movie character.
The full name, like Domenico Pandolfo. It's so Italian. But it was non-existent because even the name Domino didn't exist.
Were you were you a full-time in music at this point? Like,
no, I was, how I was able to stay close to music was I was a product specialist of DJ gear. So basically like I would work for stores, selling, DJ gear, CDJs, mixers, Seratos back in the day.
Really? Wow.
Things like that. That's what I used to do like during the day, and I would DJ at night, and that's how I would stay afloat.
And is that kind of what led you to DJing?
No. What led you? Domino Secret coming up. What led me to DJing was dancing. So before I was a DJ, I was actually a professional dancer.
Oh, really?
And I used to dance background.
First time I'm hearing this.
Yeah. I used to dance background for Canadian artists. Like,
really? Wow.
Yeah.
Like at like concerts.
Yeah. Concerts and clubs, festivals.
How old were you doing this?
Man, I started like 16, 17.
Oh, wow.
Like professionally. I was a good dancer. And then what led me to DJing was, I went to, I used to go to this club, and a buddy of mine was the DJ there, and his light guy canceled. And he was like, hey, Dom, do you want to do the lights? I'm like, I've never done a light job ever. And what happened was he showed me how to do basic stuff. And then I ended up having a good time throughout the night. But he was like, dude, how are you so good at this? And I'm like, and I didn't understand why. And then he figured out why. Is like through dancing, I understood counting.
Yeah.
So because I understood the counts and I understood punches and I started getting to know the music more and more.
Right.
He was like, dude, you should try DJing.
Oh, really?
I'm like, really? I'm like, all right, well, let me, whatever. And I left it at that. And then next thing you know, I met someone who, shout out Frank Turgeon. He's the guy that let me use his turntables and records, and I scratched so many records and I broke so many needles, poor guy. But he's the guy who taught me how to DJ, and I fell in love with the art form, but really everything about it. Like I fell in love with the touch of the vinyl, choosing the record, putting it on like I just fell in love with everything about it. The
process,
lore, the going to the record shop and getting to know the guys selling you the records and them knowing your style. And you'd go every Tuesday and your batch was picked out because the salesman knew what your style was. Like, oh, that'd be great for Dom or whatever. And then you'd get there the Tuesday and you'd pick your, and this is when buying one single was like $16. You know what I mean? Like it's an expensive job.
Expensive single.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you feel about, as someone who comes from that background, how do you feel about like the modern style of DJing?
Don't fight it. Like at the end of the day is your opinion can stay your opinion, but don't fight the inevitable.
Yeah.
Because you will be left behind.
In terms of technology, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, I remember the first time I was like, I'm never gonna play CDs.
Wow.
I'm a vinyl head.
Yeah.
I really used to be like that arrogant purist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not surprised.
It lasted fuck off. It lasted 8 months. Because you can't fight it. I remember one time going to a club, and this is what changed my mind, is I went to the club, there were no more turntables. There was 3 CDJs. And I had to I had limited amounts of music on CD.
Yeah.
And that's how I had to play my set. So
to evolve.
I was like, well, shit, you have to, or else you're going to be left behind. So for example, I didn't do the greatest of jobs that night because what did I do? I procrastinated. I was too much of my own head, so I think that, of course, if you learn the hardest way possible, when you get to doing the easiest thing possible, you're that much better.
Yeah.
You're that much better.
It's
It's like the Dutch guys, like there's a reason why the Dutch guys are great DJs. And that's because they all come from, their culture is to be able to go from hardstyle to Michael Jackson in one song, and then play a Django Wagner song. That's a deep Dutch cut right there for the Dutch people. But like they're able to weave and maneuver and use their tools completely differently to make sure that something is seamless with limited technology. So once they have the technology, and this is easier to them, you're always going to have a notch higher than everybody else behind you.
There's like an unspoken thing, which is just a comprehension of what you're doing. I say it the same thing with producing, like when I work with co-producers now, but I've been a producer, and there's something with knowing what to do and being able to talk about that and being able to like improve upon it versus just not knowing shit,
Yeah.
It's
like ask questions, like, and just even standing from afar and observing, how much have you learned probably now working with co-producers, just watching people?
Oh my God.
That's,
time.
Just like anything, it could be anything. Like, oh shit, you can do this in this program. Like what? Like, where is that feature? Like just things like that. You know what I mean?
Or as like when you're like you think you got to do everything perfectly, and then you see the guys, they just EQ, and it's like, oh shit.
Because at the end of the day, I'll tell you this: your priority should always be the song first. If you don't have a song, there's nothing to EQ.
Yeah.
There's nothing to. There's
like
nothing,
the soul of the song.
You have to have a song. Write the song. right? It's like, don't spend 10 minutes on a hi-hat.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's not the time. Write the song. Once you have that 2.5 minute demo, then okay, play around.
Right.
But write the song. And it's the way to keep motivated. Because then what happens? You're working on a kick for 4 hours, and you're like, I didn't do much today. Okay, well, write a song.
Yeah.
Try to write the song. Once you build like a structure of something, and you have like a demo or something, like, oh shit, dude, downstairs we had a conversation before coming up here. What did you do? Like, hey man, I'm working on this new style. I know it's like a little different. I'm just like experimenting this offbeat donk bass thing, but using this sound, whatever. You had 30 seconds, right? That's enough.
Yeah.
You have something to work from.
Yeah.
If you just spent 4 hours working on a hi-hat, what are you doing?
Yeah, because the writing is what makes the track, and I think that's what a lot of early level producers and like early in their careers overlook. I was one of them.
Yeah.
You like so focus on the big sound, especially coming from like an EDM ear, like Hardwell, your stuff, like that's the stuff that got me into dance music. So I was like big sounds, and that's the focus. But the soul and the writing, I really think is, and that as a writer, you probably get perfectly. Yeah. Because
like you can grab your phone and go, right?
Yeah.
You just wrote something.
Yes.
You can send that voice memo to your co-producer and say, hey, I just came up with this melody. It is written. It exists.
Yep.
Based on that, then you can build. But if you don't have that, you have nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very true.
Write the song, man.
So is that your favorite part of the process?
1000%.
Yeah.
It's what I'm best at. I think that I'm good at writing with intention.
Okay.
Because I think that's step 2. Step 2 is, what are you trying to accomplish? So at first when you're starting, you just want to make something dope. You just want to make something, that sounds like the people that have inspired you. That's normal. And then once you hit that, then it's like, what am I trying to accomplish here? Am I trying to make something groovy? Because if so, I might use these types of patterns.
Yeah.
Am I trying to do something high energy? Because if so, I'm going to use these types of, this type of chord progression. It's then it becomes that stuff. And I think I'm good at writing with intention.
Figuring out, it almost sounds like the right recipe for.
Yeah. It's like, I sang Brighter, the first time I ever sang on one of my songs, like proper singing, not just screaming, we're locked and loaded in a microphone. You know what I mean?
That was your voice?
Actually, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That like actually proper singing. And I was like, how do I write love songs? How do I write love songs and make them into big room techno? How do I do that?
Yeah.
And Brighter was the first one. And then I loved it so much that this super talented songwriter from Montreal, her name is Kayla Diamond. And actually, I think she's OG from Toronto, but she's in Montreal now. And we actually, we share, we don't share a studio space, but our studios are in the same building.
Okay.
And when I was making progressive stuff, she had written a song called Never Let Go. And that song was produced out like 4 or 5 years ago and shelved. And once Brighter was made, I was like, oh, I think I know how to turn love songs into big room songs. And then you look at Never Let Go, and it's like this big love song, but into like this giant festival anthem. So writing with intention, it's like, what are you trying to do here?
And even if you don't know how to get there, when you have the intention, you eventually like kind of figure it out.
Yeah. Like what's the latest Hardwell record that came up with Sub-Zero Project with Lil Jon?
Oh, Brace for Impact.
Brace for Impact. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
I'm sure the intention was, I need to finish my set, Like it was like, what am I finishing my set with this year? Like
right.
There's an intention, I think that's something I'm good at as well.
Well, you think that's something like, how do you get better at that? Because I feel like that's quite an advanced thing.
I think that you got to get to the speed first. You got to get to the speed first. Once you get to speed, like I said, if you can write a demo in 4 hours, you'll notice that the speed of your ideas.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. It's just like scrap ideas. Don't press delete, but scrap them. Work on something else.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving. Like people get so obsessed on I have to finish this. I have to finish it. You're wasting time on something that's not going to work.
Get emotionally attached to them too sometimes.
Yeah, because you put so much time in it.
Yeah.
So that's something you have to train yourself to do as well. But I lost my train of thought. What was the OG question though?
Oh, about becoming better at intentions.
So once the speed comes, then it unlocks. It's like you level up in a video game.
Yeah.
Because you unlock something where it's like, then you could think of like, oh, okay, cool. And I could do something with the visuals here. And I could do something for, once you get there, everything becomes your creativity, because you're not limited by your skill set in the DAW.
No.
You know what I mean? Once you are no longer limited in your skill set in the DAW, that's when you have this other level of creativity that I think you can apply.
Right.
So I think that's the key is to just train yourself and get to that speed,
Yeah. Yeah, it takes time and you're constantly learning no matter what stage you're at.
No matter what. There's a trick that I did, and there's another, I in the speeches I give, I say this as well. If you really want this that badly, a way to get that done faster is take your hobbies, take whatever you do, and cut it in half. So for example, if you're like someone who likes to play FIFA, right? Let's say, right? And you're playing, I don't know, you play a couple hours a day. Play 1 hour a day. And then take that hour and put it towards music. Yep. Anything. Remix, mashups, sound design, whatever. If you're into TV shows, right? And you like binge watching, 4 hours of, I don't know, some TV show. Cool. Take 2 hours, binge TV show, and then apply take whatever.
Allocate your time properly.
Yeah. Like it's just time management, and like just that. If you do that for a year, you'll get astronomically better, because you're investing, like without even thinking, you're investing between 5 and 10 hours more a week on your craft.
Which compounds, because that's hundreds of hours per year or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, so it's like, and then once you get that speed, you'll be able to unlock that next level, I think. I like the writing with intention. Yeah.
What was like highlight moment of the Domeno career for you?
Oh, there's a lot. Okay, I'll tell you the first one that comes to mind, because it's kind of personal too.
Okay.
Right? It's actually I feel it's more personal than professional. So I forget what year it was, but Revealed had a stage at Ultra in Miami.
Pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID. And
BC.
Huh?
BC.
Yeah, BC. PC, yeah, pre-COVID. And I remember Seb hitting me up and being like, hey, are you going to be in Miami that week?
Seb, the label director.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out Seb. And I said, yeah, I'll be there, He's like, all right, cool. Left at that.
Just to come to the show.
That's all it was. It was like, are you going to be at WMC this year? Yes, I am. And I wake up one morning and my phone is going absolutely bonkers. like it's never have before. And the cool thing about like having the following that I have back home is I have people like genuinely rooting for me.
Yeah.
Like the dance music community genuinely roots for me back home, And Robert and Seb had put me on the Ultra lineup without telling me. So the way that I found out what was happening is
he did that to me in Miami Music Week.
So I look at my phone and it's just screenshots of the Ultra poster.
Oh, really?
And my name is there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And
That's
then
awesome.
so I call Robert right away. He's like, you fucking deserve it. Got you, motherfucker. You can't wait. You're gonna rock it. Like it was
so they
like
purposely
such a cool
surprised
moment.
you.
Purposely surprised me. Like everybody knew except for me. So that was a great moment.
And what was that show like being up there? That's the stage where there's like the palm trees almost in the dance floor, right?
It wasn't about where I was on the lineup. It was about, holy shit, I'm on an ultra lineup.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like it was amazing. And you know what's cool about most of these festivals? Well, what I've experienced anyways is like, even if you're at the bottom of the lineup, the hospitality always treats you so well. Like you're just like, yeah, well, in my experience, that's what I've had, you know? So that's like, nice, yeah. I've always had great, you know, it's like, there's no, of course, logistically there's a bunch of differences, but like I think everybody treats everybody. There's another moment that was really cool where we were in Montreal playing one of my hometown major venues called Beach Club. Robert loves playing Beach Club with me. I love playing. Like, it was like we love playing that place. And
it's the Montreal girls.
We can have a whole
that's
other
the real
podcast.
Story he wants to tell.
We can have a whole other podcast about, you know, Montreal girls. But what I mean, what I want to say though is like another crazy moment was the story of Apollo, right? Is the story of two kids not really knowing what they're doing and having a good time. And I had a small part in co-writing the melody for Apollo, which everybody knows and everybody sings along to.
Very classic.
And this was pre the vocal of "We Are the Lucky Ones, We Are, We Are." This was strictly an instrumental. So we're in Houston and we're in a hotel room. I'm not going to get into details, but basically he's on his side of the bed. I'm on one bed, and he's got this melody going, the beginning of a melody going, and I run to the bathroom and I sing the melody. I still have the voice memo to this day. I sing the rest of the melody, and he's like, dude, I really like this. And that was it. Like, that was it. You just put the MIDI in, and that was it. And then like 2 weeks later, he hits me up. He's like, hey, dude, remember the melody that we sang in the hotel? He's like, yeah, I just finished the track. I'm like, I don't know what to call it. And he's like, what should I call it? I'm like, call it Apollo. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, we wrote it in Houston. I'm like, Houston, we have a problem. Apollo 13. He's like, dude, I love it. Genius. I love it. Because it's also a follow-up to Spaceman, right? Apollo 13, Spaceman, Space. Right, okay. Like, you know, it was like it was kind of clever. It was kind of clever. And so what was cool is that he kept the name even after he got the vocal.
It's a good vocal.
So fast forward years later, and I would always play after Robert at Beach Club. Just because, again, like, I feel like I have a way of keeping people there. You know, usually after a headliner, people kind of, you know, scatter and leave. And
I've been the closing guy. I know.
Yeah. And about, I don't know, 25 minutes into my set, tap on the shoulder, he comes back, and we start playing back to back, right? And we start playing all sorts of shit. Like, I remember at a certain point, like, he's going through my USB keys, and I think he finds this old like hip hop folder, and he scrolls to like "Yeah" by Usher, and he points to me. And he goes like, "Do we do this?" I'm like, "Yo, if we do this, like, we have to do this for like 15 minutes. Like, we have to like
totally switch the vibe.
Like, let's go in, you know." But like, it'll be the crazy, you know. Doesn't he like echo out?
Right, he's a real DJ.
Yo, it blew the roof off the place. You know, like fucking 15,000 people, whatever it was. It was awesome. But then later in the set, we switch back, and he plays Apollo. And when he plays Apollo, he loops the music, he cuts it, and he grabs the microphone, and to 15,000 people in my hometown, he says something along the lines of, everybody knows that Apollo is one of the biggest songs of my career. But did you know that me and Domeno wrote this song together and then let it drop? I cried. Yeah, because
and that was that after the release now?
Yeah. That was years later.
Years, okay.
That was like years later. It's like, because it's like nobody worried about credits back then. Nobody cared. You know what I mean? Like nobody understood. We didn't know what we were doing. Well, not to the extent that we do now.
Yeah, different.
So like all it was is, remember when at the beginning of this podcast we were talking about just the ultimate validation by your best friend?
Yeah.
it's another instance of like, and I was super proud. Like, cause he didn't have to do that. It could just be for us. Nobody has to know.
Right.
No, except the people around us, but nobody, I don't care.
Yeah.
So, but for him to like, he was like, yo, it's important let's give Dom his flowers, you know?
Nice.
Yeah.
Again,
so
says a lot about him, you know?
Told you, integrity.
Yeah, you hear a lot about lack of integrity in this. I mean, it's in every industry. Like even in my past life, you have that, but this industry, it's got a very particular.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even. Sometimes it's not even a lack of integrity. Sometimes it's just a lack of time. Sometimes people have all the good intentions of the world, but they just can't get around to it.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you they'll do something or tell you, but it's just like shit takes over, and it's like, it's not even a question of integrity. Sometimes it's just like, you know,
you're like fighting for attention on people's minds, you know?
You are.
Yeah.
You are. So it's like, yeah, I guess it's important to find a way to be exceptional. You know?
Exceptional in terms of like musically, everything.
Anyway.
Yeah.
If you're strong socially, you can make connections like that.
Yep.
And people will remember you.
Networking's so important, even in this industry.
Like I said, people are always going to remember how you make them feel.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's important, man. Look people in the eye, shake their hand, be excited to meet people. Be like, show yourself, present yourself in your best foot forward. Because the more you can make someone feel good about themselves or feel good, period, the more that they'll want to pay attention to what you're doing. Human first.
Yeah.
You know?
And the more they want to just work with you, whether it be off the record, on like collabs, anything, like there's something about getting along with someone or just having social, no different than you and Robert from day one.
Yeah.
About making the relationship stick. And
it's the perfect example.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Without my relationship with Rob, there's, like I said, I have my whole Dutch family here.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's like just his friends in Breda, or it's like, you know, his management team, and you know, these are people that like I feel close to and I don't see very often.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a little family.
I like, they've adopted me, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's awesome. You know?
So what's next for Domeno?
Look, the goal, I'd really like to see new things. You know what I mean? I really want to, like I said, try to break through the Asian market. I really like to, I want to DJ in different places.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. And I don't have to do 100 shows a year. It's not what I'm interested in. But if like once a month I could be playing somewhere else, you know, whether it's in the States, whether it's in Asia, these are markets that I think I could do well in.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that I have a lot of momentum right now going my way.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm the type of person that if people give me a shot, that I always do a good job and I always come back.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's one of my strengths is that you tell me what the job is and I'm going to execute it.
Yeah.
I'm going to smash it and you're going to have such a good time. You're going to want me back.
And you've been executing on getting the Hardwell supports consistently the last 2 years with all those bangers.
That's crazy, man. First ever, you know, you would think that after all these years, like I would have like a remix or a collab or something. And the first one is this year, you know?
The Echo. Yeah.
Yeah. Coming out Friday.
We've got time of filming.
Oh yeah. I don't know when this is going to be coming out.
Hardwell Echo remix, Hardwell Domeno remix.
Yeah. The Domeno remix will be probably out now. So, yeah.
I actually remember when I first heard it when it was an ID. I forget what set it was, but I was like, yo, I think it might, did he play it at Ultra or was it Tomorrowland?
I don't remember.
I remember hearing, I was like, oh, sick remix.
I don't remember.
That kick is nice, man.
Yeah, he ripped it like all summer long.
Yeah, it's a sick one.
And honestly, you know what? It wasn't Ultra. It wasn't Ultra because I originally made it just as a bootleg and it was just like a one drop thing. And I had made it for WMC.
Yeah.
So he hadn't heard, there was no way he.
Okay.
So it would have been later. But yeah, it was really cool. He was like, what? It's like, send this to me.
Should we expect a proper collab in the near future?
Listen, I think we're close. But again, double-edged sword. It has to be exceptional.
I was gonna say.
It has to be exceptional.
Are you trying to bring him into you mentioned the love song hybrid concept? No,
I don't want to bring him into anything. You know, I think that his comeback was ballsy enough. He's done enough, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's really entitled to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would never. What
I just mean with your track. I don't mean like completely.
Well, I don't. No, you mean with our track together if we were to do one?
Yeah, like would that be the direction you try to take it in?
No, I think that although I do think that if we did, I do think it would be vocally driven somehow because he does like my writing.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll send him top lines like, bro, this is really good.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, really good. And like, do you want to do something with it? You know what I mean? But then, you know,
you gotta
like,
shoot your shot.
You know, like, well, he listens to everything, dude. Like he listens to everything and he sends me like, you know, you should hear some of the demos that like when he was, you know, writing the Rebels Never Die album. Like you should hear some of the ideas, the bare ideas, you know what I mean? Like the balls that he had to constantly fight to try this new sound and stuff. And
yeah, that album's quite a like sound design and production like masterpiece in a way. It's like really top notch.
But what we were talking about before is like that struggle of like, what's new for me? What's next for me? And trying like the trial and error of like stuff sounding like crap at first because you're just trying shit. You're throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know what I mean? And when he got in the groove, man, we were like, whoa,
yeah,
this is gonna turn some heads, you know.
You got to stick with it.
You have to stick
consistency.
With it. Yeah. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if something is vocal driven because plus we do come from that progressive background as well. You know, there's always that hint in those love songs that you talk. There's always that there's always that hint of like progressive nostalgia, you know, that I was able to try to find a way to mix in with the newer
Big
revealed sound. Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, thanks for coming to Amsterdam.
Dude, anytime. I'm going to go sleep now. Because
Domeno's right off a flight.
Yeah, exactly.
He basically showered in the sink before the episode.
Yeah, military shower in the sink, 100%. I'm glad you're pretty far because I probably...
Nah, don't worry, I don't smell. All right, good, man. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure, buddy.
Cheers.